Little spontaneous stream I'm going to be doing today. And I'm going to be doing some ear training, listening to real music and figuring out the chords, the melodies, this kind of thing. And we're looking at a song from an artist named Nick Johnston. It's a track called A Cure Promised. And one thing I love about Nick's music is he's always doing this kind of thing. These kind of sounds, these Lydian things without getting theoretical on you. And these kind of chords. These like out there augmented Lydian kind of stuff. So I'm always on the lookout for this kind of sound. And so yeah, I'm going to be listening to the song live and we'll be doing that together. So let's jump on in. So I've already organized the arrangement here, which is what we're looking at. So I've taken an audio clip of the track. There was a lot of weird time changes that took a little while to write in, but I'm not sure how far we're going to get in this first little test stream here, but I'm going to stop blabbing. So let's listen to the intro, and I'll probably listen to, I don't know, maybe till when the guitar ends, and then we're going to dissect it from the beginning. I'll be drawing in all of the chords underneath into a piano editor and writing the chords above, and let's do it. Okay, I think that's a good place to stop for now. So there's not really many notes coming in quickly at the beginning until the guitar comes in. And the instrumental section at the intro is kind of laying how do I say this? Like a harmonic bed. As far as I can tell, there's kind of just one note that's being played. Let's listen to that. So if you have headphones on, you can probably notice there's a panning effect going on between, it sounds kind of like a synthesizer. And then there's a string section, maybe a violin, which is hitting the octave, or even an octave of that. Let's see if you can hear that. So the most important thing about this kind of stuff is being able to hear the different notes. And I think what I'm going to do with this stream is I'm not going to teach too much. I'm just going to kind of go through my process and talk less. So I still can hear the note in my head. That guy, E flat. So then this E flat guy. So I'm just going to draw that in here on my little chart. And I'm just going to drag that out. Oops. So bum 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 bum. I kind of hear this kind of thing going, like 3 different instruments taking that. Just isolate this. Right? Basic enough. So basically what my senses are telling me is that E flat. Okay, actual music. So I'm just noticing that the E flat vibe is continuing into the very first chord that's being played. So so we've got a little E flat sus2 chord going on here. So I'm just going to draw that in. I'm not going to worry about the phrasing of the notes at all, and that's up an octave. And let's limit you to eighth notes. Why is that doing that? So now I'm thinking I've got E flat in the bass, and we need a 2, and then we need a 5. So E flat's 5 is B flat. So that's essentially the first chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the chord is changing on this beat here. Down to B. It sounds like the chord's moving in parallel, so I just need to find a B there. So that's what that is, and I can just copy this and move it down to a B, and that'll be the answer. That's interesting. The last note sounds like an open string to me, which is telling me that he's tuned to E flat, because, you know, on standard tuning, our strings, this is an E. So how would he possibly be playing an open E flat? It's probably a half step down. So that may hinder us, but... how do I play that? Kind of doing that. So we'll just draw in, what are we on? This is A flat sus2 now, so I'm just gonna, and did it go down? Right, it is dropping. So let's just bring it down to A flat. Da, da. All right, that's extending out. But he's got that open E flat on top, so let's add that in. Where's E flat? We can't play that chord. Not there anyway. What is this? Intervals 1, 2, 5, 6 on E flat. So I guess we could grab that. 1, 2, 5. That would. 1, 2, 5, 6. It's hard to grab a 5 and a 6 next to each other on a guitar. Do it like this. Right, guitar's tricky to voice chords with notes right next to each other. That's the nature of the instrument. So I'm just being sneaky and grabbing. I turn my tone gnome down. That's the 5th. I need that 6 or that 9. I can't grab that 6, so I can grab that guy. That is not the right chord. There we go. I had a minor 3rd in it. So this repeats twice in a row. So I'm going to draw those in because I like being specific. Oh, where are we? This is lasting. That's going till bar 25. First chord, what is that? It's an E flat. sus2. Going to B sus2. E sus2. And then it was what? A flat sus2. Wait, what key are we in? Yeah, it's A flat. A flat sus2. To B flat, right? B flat sus2. Splomp. And that's being dragged out till bar 29, so I'm just gonna line that up. Bop. And then this all repeats. Great. And I want a different color. Oh. Man, I love the mixture of pinks and purples and stuff. Such a sucker for it. Okay, so we got some chords, we got some music. Let's get rid of you. Let's grab you. And okay, so question is, what is that feeling? What is that chord? And for me, it's a sound I'm always looking for, and for whatever reason, I just love the sound of. To me, it feels like a major 7th sharp 11 chord. And how do I do that? I just know that through experience and looking for that sound constantly. It's this kind of thing. It's like mysterious, but kind of also, right? Because it's a major 7th chord, but the 5's been flattened. Or we can think we're adding a sharp 4 to a major 7th chord. Now, so the first thing that pops out to my ear there is the upper note. We need to find that. And that, man, I realize every time I do transcribing, there's so much to it that someone who's new, what I'm trying to get at is, to me, that note feels like the sharp 4 of something, and it is the sharp 4 of this. I'm not going to get into how I know that right now. So now I'm thinking this is a Lydian thing on E. So I'm just going to draw those notes in. What was that? So B flat on top, E in the bottom. I'll just fill that in for now. What did I say? B flat on top. Where's a B flat? B flat. B flat and an E on the bottom. Da. So I can hear that note playing. I'm going to see what other notes I can hear here. Bass is super low. Man, I feel like there's a low E in there. Let's just try one in. And what are we missing? Can we hear a 7 on that? So listen for this note. Oh yeah, it's in there. So the major seventh of an E, everybody. D sharp. Let's put a D sharp in there. We already got one. That was the note I was hearing, but it's being expressed again. It's something like this. It's gonna solve this. I feel like I'm missing something. We have no third, right? We need a G sharp, so we're looking for. Let's unmute that. It's in there. Let's add a G sharp to that. That's the chord. Sounds good to me. They're really hard to voice on guitar, but we can get them. Actually, major 7 sharp 11s aren't too bad, but how do you play those on the A string again? 7, 3. All right. Guitar. Good enough. Okay, so that's that. That's a weird resolve. There's E flat again. I don't know if you can notice, but it's like the sustain pedal has been left on for this Lydian chord to ring through, and then E flat, like as far as I can tell so far, it's the key center, the tonic, is playing afterwards. Hear the sustain? It's a pretty weird feeling. So I'm just gonna draw. All right, yeah, that note's already in it, but it like resolves. That's an interesting vibe. Okay, so to me, my ear's going, this is just an E flat chord. I won't voice it too fat. We need, what do we, E flat minor, E flat sus2, E flat minor, bop, need a B flat, bop. Let's just move you up there and double that. Something like that. No. That kind of thing. Okay, so and then it was one of these things. Quite the phrasing there for that section because I don't have the open E string, and then it repeats. So it's like E sus, E flat sus2 to B sus2. In other words, 1 to flat 6 sus2. How do you play those there? So I'm thinking, what's the key center? How do these relate to one another? What's the relationship? It's kind of like 1 minor to flat 6 major 7, but there's no thirds. So this is making sense so far diatonically to this key. So 1 sus2, flat 6 sus2. Then we're going down to A flat, If we're in E flat, this is 4. So this is kind of like, you can play minor here, but sus2 again. And then we're going down to flat 3. This will be F sharp major in the key, but again, it's sus2, so just play it like that. So the point here is that we've got 1, flat 6, 4, flat 3. Then this E Lydian thing. So if we're in E flat, E is flat 2. So then I'm thinking this is like a flat 2 Lydian chord. So 1, flat 6, 4, flat 3, flat 2, 1. All right, let's keep cruising. And it looks like the I don't know what to call this, the intro lick happens again. But here we are. So dun 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 dun. So I'm just checking, because I know the upper note is E flat, and I'm humming it, and then I'm checking to see if it's the same note for the second chord, because then I don't need to touch my guitar. Right, so then it's starting on E flat. 1, 2, flat 3. Da, da, da. There's not too many chords there, right? It just happens like, it sounds like single notes. So let's just draw those in. We're going E of E flat, like 1, 2, flat 3. What is that? 6. That's an interesting note, isn't it? It's not in the key. No. That's not what a 6 looks like. That's flat 7. Then we go to 6. So I'm going to draw that in. Da, da, da. That feels like a triplet. Triplet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. What am I saying here? It's like in 6/4. Because here's what the metronome is doing, by the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then there's 4 hits within that group of 6, and it's getting trippy all of a sudden. It's always hard to think about this kind of stuff. It took me a long time to actually figure out what the timing was doing there, but right, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5. So that's gonna be triplets, 8th note triplets. Is it triplets? Bear with me here if you're actually watching this. I see. Okay, let's draw some stuff here. It's like kind of like, I think 1, 2, flat 3. We're in E flat, thus that's going to be this note, and then it went to what, 6? Oh man, I know that sound. Dun, dun. That's going down a half step. Oopsie doodle. keep hitting my mic. This is going down to A. Okay, let's draw some chords in here. Wow, I don't know if you can hear that. There's like a happening in my right ear. It's like huge tension. So that's a vibe. It's like tragic sounding, like, I don't know, nighttime car crash, rainy vibes. So it's not major, basically. It's not a major chord. It's not a major 7th chord. It's not a major 9 chord. It's not any sharp 11 thing. It's nothing with a major 3rd in it. We can just rule out immediately. Then we can think, is it minor? What note is this? C. So will an E flat work there, basically? Yeah, that's with a bum, 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 bum. So that's the flat 3 of this chord. Then the question is, does it have a 5 or a flat 5? Like, is it a minor chord or is it diminished? And it feels more dark than it does sad. Oh man, what a tragic chord. I love that sound. I'm always looking for it. Minor 7 flat 5 chords, as far as I can tell. On the 6 of the key, which is a common, it's a cool spot. You can put minor 7 flat 5 chords non-diatonically, and they almost always go down to the flat 6, which I think is what's going to happen. I just know this through experience. So let's draw that in, because that is definitely the chord. What are we on? C. So E flat, G flat, B flat, E flat, G flat, B flat. I'll just leave it voiced like that for now. Although it's probably more something like this, but it doesn't matter too much. All right, that sounds a little closer to the actual voicing, but whatever. So I just want to check. There's actually people there writing to me. I don't know how to use chat yet, so I'll figure that out later. I'm hearing something in there. I'm hearing go up through the change. The bass note at that time is a B, thus it's the 9. So there's a 9 in the chord. This is a B, so a 9 of B is a C sharp. Let's put that there. Let's see what else we can hear. So there's for sure an E flat in there. We've got a 9. E flat's the 3 of this, so let's draw that in. Where are we? E flat. Let's just put a 5 in it because it's probably, chords have 5s. Something like this. Is there a sharp 11 in that? Sounds like it. I can't quite exactly hear it. This is a B. We need an F sharp. Let's put, is there a 7 in it? We can check that. So 7 of B, everybody. A sharp. I'm going to put up an octave. We're going to attune our ear to this. Let's see if we can hear it in the change. I don't know if I can hear it. Why did I pick the 6? I think I picked the wrong note there. Oh, right. Yeah, that's what I was doing. I was grabbing the 7. I grabbed the 6 by accident. That's the note. Man. Is there also a sharp 11 and a 7 on it? I hope so. And a sharp 11. Do we have one yet? It's going to be this guy. Let's put you up top. Bop. Wow, major 9 sharp 11. Is that actually what's happening here? Let's just listen to it in isolation. I think that's it. I can't sing. I'm hearing the piano do that, and then I'm going to relate all of those notes to a B. Right? So yeah, there is the sharp 4 in there. There's the 5. There's the 3. And there's actually a 6 on it too. Man, it's basically an entire Lydian scale. I'm just going to throw the 6 on it just for fun. So F sharp. Let's just listen to that. Sounds boopy, but the note's in there. We'll just think this is a flat 6 Lydian chord, which makes sense diatonically. That's where the Lydian stuff goes. Yep, one day we will get deep on that stuff. And then what's happening? Feels major to me. I can actually hear the C sharp in it. Let's put a 5th in there. And what else is in there? That's the question. So first we can check to see if there's a 7 in it. Because the chord feels more dense than just a major triad thing. Yep. So G sharp. Where's my pick? I don't know. And then we think A is in the bass harmonically in the part of the song, and then we just relate all those notes to it. Right? So it's like 3, 2, 1, 6, 7. So it's kind of like a major 9, major 13 chord thing. So I'm going to put, I've already got the 7, I'm going to add the 9 to it and just put it up top. I might lower this actually. Nah, the voice leading looks weird. How many voices do we have in that other chord? Let's add the 13 up top just because. 13 is F sharp, so F sharp. Sounds good to me. These kind of chords are really hard to voice on guitar, so I'm just going to pick a major 9 thing that I like. Yeah, major 13 actually. So we're coming from that B chord, which was what? Major 9, sharp 11. How the heck do you play major 9, sharp 11 chords? Major 9. That'll do. There's going to be better voicing though. Because my sharp 11 options are there. I need a 5th. I need a 3rd. And a 7. Ah. Or that 9. That sharp 11. That 5. But then I can't grab a 3. It needs a 3 more than it needs a 5. 3. close as I'm gonna get. I never do this technique, double stopping. I don't like it. Anyway, I'm just gonna say major 7 sharp 11 to simplify. I'm just leaving the 9 out. And then it's going to this A major 7/6 thing. Okay, let's keep cruising. Man, the harmony's dense. Ba-da-da, da. That's going sharp 11, 13, 7. That's what the piano's doing. So more Lydian stuff. See, Nick Johnston, Lydian everything. Love it. There's more piano stuff going on there, but this is kind of being copied, right? Because we hear the da 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 da. How do I copy? New keyboard. So, da, 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 da. We're just going to the 4 instead of down to the flat 7. We were on the flat 3, so that's the 4. Da, da. What is that? F sharp, C sharp. Oops, God. I don't want to get too specific here because I've got lots to do. We'll just think those are just bass notes. Man, what a good sound. It sounds like an add 9 chord. Bass. A flat. So we're on. That's what that sound is. It sounds like a 4 major chord. Undo. A flat. We need a 3rd. We need a 5th. And there's definitely a 9 on it because I just know that sound. G sharp, A flat's 9. B flat. I don't think there's anything else in there. Whatever, A flat. This is interesting, because since I know that he's tuned to E flat standard, I can hear that B flat, the 9 of this chord, is an open string. I don't know, it's really hard to tell that I know that. It's just the way that B flat is ringing out. So he's probably got some like really cool A flat add 9 voicing, which I can't grab. But we can grab, what's a good A flat 9 voicing? Basically that thing. What do we have on top? The 9 here. So yeah, that's the same thing. It's like 1 right to the 3. I'm gonna put this away. No. Listen to the bass. It's hard to hear. I think it's going down. Man, what a sound. What is that thing? I'm gonna do this for a minute, sorry. Man, that E flat is constantly in there. Is that what the bass is doing? Or is that B? Kind of that thing. I can't grab a fifth. It's kind of like that. So I'm thinking B flat 7/6 thing. B flat 7/6. Let's draw that in. So did I say B flat? No, B 7/6. So we need a 7, we need a 6, we need a 3, and let's put a 5 in that, and let's move these voices around to make them pretty. Sorry, pet peeve, A flat. That's the vibe. What are we on B? What do we got here? We've got a 3, a 5, a 7, a 6. Is there a 9 on it? No. I feel like I just there's something with my eyes, like when the notes don't line up, like that goes up, that's that goes down, that goes down. This has to go somewhere. That can go there. What a pretty chord. All right, so that's that major 7 with 13s on them type sound. I'm pretty sure that that's it. Right, because we're coming from, what, A flat add 9. There's A flat add 9. Oh, I can grab... I'm being sneaky. So instead of grabbing, like, root position, not that they're doing this in the song, but just to make it easier for me to think about and play on the guitar, I've got like an A flat add 9 chord here, moving into this B 7/6 thing. So I'm thinking, well, I can play A flat add 9 first inversion. So A flat first inversion. There's an A flat. There's a 9. What a pretty sound. First inversion add 9 chords. And then we get nice voice leading into that. Yeah, that 5th is so in the chord though. Do I have an F sharp in there? Yeah, but it's like it should go there. Okay, I'm getting too specific here. Oh my God. Undo. Okay, I'm gonna keep cruising. I'll play the solo later. I just want the chords. This is down to 4. So, okay, something's happening here. I just want to check time. Let's do a bit more. E in the bass. It sounds Lydian to me again, so I'm just keeping that in the back of my mind. Let's put a low E. So that's going to be that note. I did that fast because I'm thinking E is in the bass. I'm just putting an E there, and I know what sharp 11s look like. So what do we call that? If we're on E, that's going to be A sharp. And let's put that way up there. It just sounds like a major 7 sharp 11 chord to me again. Let's put a 5 on you. Let's move you down just because my eyes already got a sharp 11. What am I on E? That's the 3, sharp 11. Major 7. This is an E chord, so that has to be there. That's fine for now. It's not the nicest voicing, but whatever. Listen to that bass, people. Man, that sound. So now, how does this relate? Right? Because I can hear this note stays the same through the chord changes, and the bass note just changes. Right? It's the sharp 11. Now it's the 11. We can also think, what key am I in? I'm in E flat. This is the 2. Does it help us? Maybe. I've got a particular interest in minor 11th chords, so that's probably what it is. Yeah, that's for sure it. How do you play those? I don't know if there's a... I mean, that's it for sure. So this is F. F, that stays, because that was the upper note, right? We want to audition this. B flat. This stays. What is this, an F? So we need an E flat. That's the flat 7. We need a C for the 5th. We need a flat 3. Let's move this up an octave. Let's double, I don't know, the flat 7, whatever. Then the question is there a 9 in the chord or not? So let's just put a G in it. I'll leave it out, doesn't matter too much. Point is F minor 11 thing. Do. A flat. Does that note stay? Ba. That's the 3 up top. E flat's always ringing. Is there a 9? That's all I'm thinking right now. I'll just put it in there. We need a 3rd, so a C. Question is there a 7? No. I'm just trying to hear if the bass is actually moving up to... Sounds like it, actually. But I think I'll just, for simplicity's sake and time's sake, that's moving up. Everything is staying. So I'm just going to do this. What a sound, hey? Actually kind of sounds more like an add 11 chord to me. Either way, I'd have to hear what the bass is doing more, but doesn't matter too much because we got the sound. So this is where the whole kind of thing repeats again. Now I can hear the bass. It's definitely staying. Goes back to E. Okay. Same harmony. Now it's like the whole key center has shifted to this. It's like it's going flat 6 Lydian to 6 minor 11, back to flat 6 Lydian to 1 Lydian. Right, the Lydian doesn't come yet. It's like... And then... So it's like... Yeah, like I said, flat 6, 6, flat 6, 1. Love that sound. Okay, well, I'm going to pause it there for today. I think that was some good progress. Hello. That was a lot of fun. Man, what cool chords. Maybe I'll just walk my way through what we just did briefly as a little summary here. So, the intro of the song, we're in the key of E flat minor. Even though no thirds are present at the intro, it's just essentially sus2 chords on E flat. Which is like That's not a, one sec, I'm on the wrong string. And then we went to, what was it, A flat? Then it repeated. So 1 flat 6, 4 flat 3, flat 2 Lydian thing, and then 1. So it's like E flat has been tonicized that entire time. We're playing diatonically to E flat. And then, right, what were the changes in that second half? One moment, let's go back to that. Oh, I need to write the chords in anyway, so let's do that. So this is E, E major 7, sharp 11. It feels, it's weird. It's a weird sound. It feels like, though, we'll just say E flat minor. So then I'm going to say we start on E flat. This chord was what? C minor 7 flat 5. C minor 7 flat 5. To B, what did we call that thing? Like a major 9, 13. Yeah, the major 9, sharp 11, B, major 9, sharp 11. Wham. Right. And then there's that A thing, which was kind of like one of these, I believe. I want to put the name in there for me. It doesn't like the way I spell chords. Sure, A major 7, whatever, same difference. There's a lot of stuff going on there. Oh my God. Undo, undo. What is that? All right, then we go down to A flat. A flat, A flat. This is like 4 major of the key. Right, that was like... like a B7/6 thing again. B major 13, sure. And that's repeating. I'm going to copy you over. Okay, so now this is like E not 3, A major 7, sharp 11, pop, pop, pop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. F minor 11, F minor 11. And this happens again, and then it goes to what I say, A flat. A flat, add 9, I think. To A flat Lydian. I was going to say Lydian. A flat Lydian, yay. This repeats. And that's as far as we've got. I want those the same color. Yay. Okay. All right. That was fun. I really like this song. And something for me that is very important when I'm doing transcribing is that, I mean, if I'm doing it for actual work, I don't get to choose the songs I'm transcribing, but when I'm doing it out of pure enjoyment and sounds I'm looking for, it's really important to me to actually like the song. It's like, I just want to know, like, what are those chords? What's that harmony going on there? So yeah, currently my ear is interested in Nick Johnston stuff. So I think tomorrow I'll be back, finish this one up, and then keep cruising from there. Questions, concerns, I'd love to have them. Not concerns, questions. If there's anything you'd like me to talk about or songs you'd like me to cover, I'd love to do that. Got my streaming setup going here, so I'm really excited to do this consistently. So much good music to listen to and check out together, so thanks for stopping.